You probably know someone like this. Maybe you've noticed it quietly over time. They are always online, always chatting, always responding quickly. Their phone lights up constantly. But if you ask them a simple question, who do you usually hang out with in real life? There's a pause, because almost all of their friendships exist online. Discord servers, gaming communities, group chats, Twitter threads, comment sections. Real conversations, real emotions, but through a screen. And for many people, this raises a question. Is this loneliness, or is something deeper happening psychologically? Because the truth is, having mostly online friends is becoming more common every year. And for some people, these friendships are incredibly meaningful. But psychology shows that the reasons behind this pattern can be surprisingly complex. First, we need to understand something important. Online friendships are not automatically less real. People share secrets online. They talk about fears they've never told anyone in real life. They support each other through breakups, stress, and anxiety. In many cases, online friends know more about someone's inner world than their real-life acquaintances. So the issue isn't that these relationships are fake. The real question is, why do some people feel safer forming connections through a screen than face-to-face? One major reason is control. Offline conversations are unpredictable. You have to react instantly, read body language, manage eye contact, interpret tone. For many people, especially with social anxiety, that's overwhelming. Online communication removes some of that pressure. You can think before replying. You can rewrite your message. You can choose when to respond. Silence online doesn't feel as intense as silence in a room. And that control creates safety. Psychologically, safety is the foundation of connection. When people feel safe, they open up. And sometimes they open up faster online than in person. Another reason is identity freedom.
Please like and subscribe to help my channel grow.
In the physical world, people often feel trapped by labels. The quiet one, the awkward one, the shy one. But online, identity becomes flexible. You can introduce yourself without the baggage of past impressions. No one remembers how you acted in middle school. No one judges the way you walk into a room. Instead, people respond to your ideas, your humor, your personality expressed through words. For someone who has felt misunderstood in real life, this can be incredibly liberating. Online spaces can become places where they feel like their real self finally exists. But there's another layer. For many people with mostly online friends, past social experiences shaped this pattern. Bullying, exclusion, being the outsider in school. Repeated rejection teaches the brain something powerful. It teaches the brain that in-person connection can be dangerous, not physically dangerous, emotionally dangerous. Humiliation, embarrassment, feeling invisible in a group. When the brain learns that social environments lead to pain, it begins to search for safer alternatives. Online friendships offer connection without the same level of risk. If a conversation becomes uncomfortable, you can close the app. You can leave the server. You can step away. In real life, walking out of a room is much harder. There's also something psychologists call gradual intimacy. In offline environments, people often feel pressure to reveal themselves quickly. Small talk leads to expectations. Group dynamics move fast. But online, intimacy can grow slowly. Two people might talk for weeks about shared interests, movies, games, philosophy, memes. Over time, deeper conversations appear naturally. For people who struggle with vulnerability, this slower pace feels manageable. However, there is also a psychological trade-off. Online friendships remove certain forms of emotional feedback, body language, physical presence, shared environments. These signals play a huge role in how humans bond. Without them, connection can sometimes remain in a suspended state. Close, but slightly distant. This is why some people with many online friends still feel a strange type of loneliness. Not because their friends aren't real, but because physical presence activates parts of the brain connected to belonging. Humans evolved to read faces, gestures, and proximity. Digital communication stimulates some of those systems, but not all of them. Another psychological factor is energy conservation. In-person socializing requires preparation, getting dressed, traveling, maintaining social energy for hours. For introverts or emotionally exhausted people, this can feel draining. Online interaction is flexible. You can talk for 5 minutes or 5 hours. You can disappear and return later. The social cost feels lower, so the brain naturally gravitates toward the easier option. Over time, this becomes a habit, and habits shape social lives. There's also something interesting about shared niche interests. In physical environments, people are limited by geography, your classmates, your coworkers, your neighborhood. But online, communities form around extremely specific interests: a rare video game, a niche philosophy, an obscure TV show. Suddenly, someone who felt weird in their local environment finds hundreds of people who think exactly like them. That experience can feel incredibly validating. For the first time, they are not the strange one. They are normal, and sometimes even admired. But here's the important part. Having mostly online friends does not automatically mean someone is socially broken. In many cases, it means they adapted. They found connection in the environment that felt safest. The internet became a social bridge. For some people, that bridge eventually leads to real-life friendships. For others, it remains their primary social world. What matters psychologically is not where the friendship happens. What matters is whether someone feels seen, understood, accepted. Because at the core of human psychology, one need remains constant: belonging. And sometimes, belonging begins with a message from someone thousands of miles away. A simple notification, a small moment of connection, proof that somewhere in the world, someone is listening. And for many people, that is where friendship truly begins.